Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching. So just going to soccer coming at you with some more. Doot! We're dooting it. We got a dootin' soundtrack going on over here. I don't know if y'all are listening to this. I gotta fix my tags. I will tell you. I will tell you what. I hate fixing up my tags. LGBT. Yes. I mean, honestly, that tag should just be there forever. At least during June. But I think all the time, you know? I mean, maybe it's just me. It could just be me. I don't know. What did we do last episode? We watched Olivia Pierce? Or possibly Olivia Price. I'm not sure at the moment. But she yeeted herself into the void. And by void, I mean like giant argent energy tower. We got a big gun. And we like it. We like the gun a lot. We didn't kill a lot with it. But, you know, we do what we can. And, basically that's it. Oos! Doot doot! Black Lamb, how are you doing tonight? It is a pleasure to see you. And very quick into the chat. May I add, beating our usual very quick into the chat folks. But I hope that life is lovely. And Hive, Twitch alert didn't pop. That's because Twitch is Twitch. Basically, Twitch is an awful thing that we are just forced to use because that's how it goes. Katangir's Sanctum. I don't know what that means. I guess it's like... I guess we're worshipping Katangir? If that's even the pronunciation? Also, we have a demon map now. That's probably a problem. I'm not sure, like 100%. But, you know, when you go from your science-y maps to your demon maps... probably something has gone sideways. Oh, we're in hell now. Hive, we've been in hell for the last... I don't know. Like, really, where do you want to peg it? We could go for the last 3 years, 4 years, since 2016. We go last 30 years since 1990. I don't know, there's like a whole lot of spots where we could just put a pin in the timeline and say, hell starts here? But you know, like, we're trying our best. Points and tokens, well, we need to do this. We don't want to just let the points and tokens go. We're in real hell now, not hell on earth. I would question if there is a particular difference between those points, but I see the thrust of your argument, and I don't want to downplay it. Yeah, barrels of fun. Let's just, what the hell? I don't know. We got all the environmental stuff now. Whoop-de freaking do, as they say. Osu, Kronos, how you doing? I hope that life is treating you... I hope life is treating you all kindly, but I hope that life is treating you kindly. Kill multiple demons with a super shotgun and blast 30 times. Well, you know, like, that's gonna happen eventually, but it's not what we need at the moment. Tactical scope or micro missiles. Well, tactical scope. Go with that. In real hell, the residents are afraid of you. Frankly, that seems like a better choice, honestly. Black Lamb says, especially on mobile, it doesn't give me notifications of people streaming unless I have the app open. Oh, that's a thing to keep in mind. I don't use Twitch on mobile, but I probably will in the future. So, I should probably remember that point. Skullcracker, it's only 3. Take it, whatever. And lightweight. Well, we can't buy lightweight, so that's too bad. Big shock or longer stun? Do the big shock. Yes, Kronos, your eyes, the eye meets, are they doing well? Did you see the fuckery that happened while I am applying for jobs in Kazi's Discord? I saw a little bit of the fuckery. I was kind of busy building real food as opposed to the garbage that I've been eating recently. And God, it seems like it sucked. And by sucked, I mean was just stupid and awful.
He is here.
I am here, but I'm not a he. So you can just fuck off with that. How about that, eh? I mean, it depends on your... About what do I want to say? I can only think of terms of Vampire the Masquerade. It depends on your endurance for stupidity and rudeness. So, yeah. I mean, I would definitely say I'm glad that I know it because I like to know what my friends are going through, but at the same time, it is incredibly disappointing, to say the least. Alright, now I hear demons.
We'll set up a portal device at the tomb.
Oh, will you now?
Poles to mark our path.
Oh, the light poles. Are they still functional? You must have, like, some freaking awesome batteries on these motherfuckers. Ravers would love to have light poles like those. Oh, we're all crackly. Try to fix one. Maybe that's better? I don't know. Prayer tokens, 10 demons, sweep the leg. I'm just, whatever. Just gonna kill stuff. Now, it seems like if we go behind us, we should get a doom thing. And by doom thing, I mean, like, a doomy guy. Eh? How do we pass that? Is it here? Look at you with your skulls. Why would you hide the doomy guy from me? Like, Twitch gave me the notification now that you're streaming. Twitch, I mean, honestly though, Twitch is a jag. Challenges should have been kill harder. I mean, that's fair. I can't really argue with that. There's probably some way to open that door. I don't super care. We're just gonna kill stuff because that's basically what we do. It's very cathartic. Probably not in a good way, but also killing stuff. I'm killing ourselves as well. That's not quite so cathartic. When you really, when you drill down deep into it, that's like not really what we want to be promoting on the channel. Kids, don't jump off a cliff. I mean, honestly, just don't. And other things that are orthogonal to jumping off cliffs, don't do those either. Yeah, okay. I don't know what our drop distance is, so let's just pretend like we're playing Dreams, and fall from any height could conceivably kill us, but that height will be random. Oh, look at all y'all. I'm just gonna do the super shots because I want that upgrade. It seems kind of cool. Although I did just punch that dude in the face. I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have shot him. I just clipped him in his Achilles tendon. That guy was actually weak in the Achilles heel. I'm kind of shocked. And amused. Is it just my filthy mind, or harder, better, faster, stronger sounds a lot like it has sexual implications for a song title? I mean, I think if you're going purely off song title, definitely. I don't think it's a particularly filthy mind. I think the lyrics kind of undersell that aspect of it. It definitely feels more like a we're at work kind of thing. Living a healthy life is orthogonal to jumping off cliffs. I mean, yeah? Basically, yeah. Also, orthogonal to pissing off Doom Guy. And I think that's fair, really, when you get down to it. Doom Guy seems eminently fair. If you've pissed off Doom Guy, you've probably done something pretty wrong with your life. I was gonna say it was about robots, but they built robots for other things as well. Well, I mean, if you look at that Bjork video, crumbs, the Chris Cunningham Bjork video, all is filled with love. I mean, robots can do things. We're just gonna leave it at that, but things can be done by robots, and it does not necessarily invalidate Black Lamb's reading of the song. It's a beautiful video, by the way. It's absolutely just a gorgeous video. Chris Cunningham definitely knew his stuff in video production. Oh, hello. You are a revenant. I'm just gonna doot you to death. How about that? Does that work for you? I hope it works for you. I hope that this is like the super shotgun thing that we're actually doing and I'm not mistaken. Because otherwise I'm gonna feel pretty foolish. I'll feel silly. Let's go with silly. I'll feel silly. Where do you want me to go? Gosh, I should watch that video because I haven't in a long time. Oh shit! What did Chronos say? Functioning well enough to work on a drawing. That is wonderful, Chronos. I hope that continues for you. Wah wah. I just straight up myrtleized that big boy. I kind of feel bad about it, but at the same time I kind of don't. Because he seemed kind of douchey. Apparently universities in Australia are reducing fees for certain degrees that leads to jobs of the future. Jobs of the future! That's like a big warning sign. But are doubling down on some art degrees, which isn't art literally applied to everything? Well, I mean, I would say yes, personally. Just from a psychic fulfillment, art has been incredibly important to my life. But there's a certain brand of thinking that basically says anything that's not STEM, but particularly like your wonky degrees are useless. Now, I would argue against that point quite strongly, but I do know it's a commonly held idea. Oh, hello, you. You cutie, you. Now, I know you're faceless, but you're still beautiful. Now, this imp is not beautiful. The imp does not spark joy, and ergo, it must be eradicated, as one does. I will take a look at the chat in a moment, mostly because I'm kind of stuck here in a kill pit. And I feel like I should probably myrtleize all these things. Oh, we're out of rounds. What? I should watch Interstellar 5555 at some point. I don't know that. Is it a movie, Black Lamb, or is it a TV show? Do you recommend it? To quote my aunt, a mechanical engineer, humanities are useless, go study engineering. I mean, like, it's wrong. It's wrong on every level, in every way. But it's not an uncommonly held idea, Black Lamb. I mean, the shithouse government would definitely want people who take liberal arts degrees, degrees that teach critical reasoning, to be penalized. That's, like... Woo doggies. That's the whole point. That's a whole thing right there, Hive. Oh, by doubling down, I mean double the fees of art degrees. Not... No, I got what you meant, Kronos. I don't want you to worry about it. Although doubling down does have kind of like a slightly different meaning, but I certainly wouldn't jump on you about that. Wait, hold on a second. How did we not get the mastery challenge? Like, we've only got 5 kills. We killed like a lot more stuff. So are we doing it wrong? Probably totally. Shithouse government also tried to remove the cap on how much a degree costs because tertiary education is private good. Hold on a second. Before I read the rest of what you just wrote, Hive, I need to take a deep centering breath because all of the red flags are going up in my brain meats. The ones that mean rage. Quite what it is. Alright, I'm hearing System of a Down-esque music here. Something's still alive. Or at least something's still not dead. Dead? Oh, look at... There you are. Did I kill you? I think not. Ooh. I'm trying to read off of music cues, and it's not really working very well. Oh, hi! Dead things you are not looking for. Gosh. I don't know if I have ammo in anything else, and I don't know if I have time to switch my guns. Nice! For Discovery by Daft Punk. Oh no shit. It literally has no other sound than the whole album and is basically a visual story for it. So it's like Disney's Fantasia if you swapped in Daft Punk for Disney. That sounds kind of cool, actually. Chainsaw gives ammo. That's a really good point, Kronos. I need to remember that. Note this government is also like the kind that had their front benchers ensure their kids got full paid scholarships because they didn't want to pay for the kids' educations. I was... crumbs. I don't know about the crackliness, unfortunately. Like, I don't know what I should do about that right at the mo. But please do let me know if the problem persists. My headphones are coming in clear, at least, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Well, game, what did you want me to do exactly? Also, Hive, your government sounds like shit. And this is coming from someone in the States. Well, not in the States, but someone from the States. Prepositions are important. And our government is a trash fire? Like a raging, burning trash fire? It's 5:23 right now, so I'll holler around 5:30 or so if it persists by then. I will keep an ear open for your holla. It's the Hell Energy. Doesn't want you to talk about this. I mean, I've heard that Hell Energy is both A, very Republican, and B, is very anti-anime. So both of the conversations that we were having right there kind of would be anti-Hell Energy. Although there are some anime I think that are probably well supported by Hell Energy, like Attack on Titan. Probably Hell Energy is down with that. I'm just guessing though. It's hard to say. It's an album-long animated music video, not Fantasia, because Fantasia was based in a history of experimental filmmaking that synced abstract imagery with sound and music. Oh, okay, Hive. So not the same thing, different things. Oh, now does this like, is that what we want? Did we make the portal go? No. Alright, having some foodstuffs. See you in a bit. We will be here, Black Lamb. Please enjoy whatever it is that you eat. And I hope that it is healthy, but I won't push you on it, because I don't do that, basically. As much as I should. What is it that you need? Your stupid HUD is putting me here. Gotta find the yellow skull. Pfft. Who is doing party-colored skulls? Excuse me? That doesn't make any effing sense. Generally speaking, skulls are one color. Granted, yellowish. I will give you that. Skulls are yellowish. But they're not, like, really yellow. Game. I ain't never seen, like, a red skull, except for that douchebag in Marvel Comics. Nor a blue skull, thank you very much. Which clearly we need for this gate. Eh? Alright. Alright, we got blue. Where's our yellow? Oh, what are you? It's a yellow skull. That is totally just douchey as fuck. Humans have keypads. Hell has vaguely colored skulls that need to be pushed in. I mean, okay, granted it makes sense in a whole hell kind of way, but really, like, when you dig down into it, this is not... This is less... This has less utility than umbrella facilities, security systems. And that's saying kind of a lot. Oh fuck, is it a rune trial? It's totally a rune trial.
First age. In
Oh.
the first battle.
Oh.
When the shadows first lengthened.
Oh.
One stood, burned by the embers of Armageddon, his soul
Huh.
blistered by the fires of hell, and
Nice voice.
tainted beyond ascension. He chose the path of perpetual torment. In his ravenous hatred, he found no peace, and with boiling blood, he scoured the umbral
You could have
plains,
just given him a fucking rabbit.
against the Dark Lords who had wronged him. He wore the crown of the Night Sentinels, and those that tasted the bite of his sword named him the Doomslayer.
The Doomslayer. Like, I mean, honestly, all of this could have been avoided if the demons hadn't treated him like shite. They could be like, hey, look, you seem very happy with that bunny. We're just gonna kind of leave you to it and hope you have a really good day. And Doomslayer would probably have died of old age, still in the happy confines of bunnydom. I want to check. I want to check what our shotgun needs to be doing. Weapons. Not the chainsaw, thank you. Although we will skin your ass raw. This weapon has been removed from UIC's approved weapon arsenal. Many veteran operators insist that there's no better alternative for close combat. Offers incomparable destructive power at extremely close range, but is completely ineffective at long range. The weapon is light and small, making it a favored secondary weapon that no self-respecting combat specialist would be seen without. That does not tell me what I need to know, which is how to make this thing do a super shot. I just want to do a effing super shot here. Thank you very much. Super shotgun. I mean, like, we killed a bunch of shit with it. And they don't let us, like, see any closer? What if we just, like, kill shit really close? Like, maybe it's gotta be that? Hold on a second. Let's check it again. No, not that button. It's the other button. Don't be such a goofball. Oh, maybe that's it. No, I think we gotta be really... Or maybe you're right, Kronos. It could be either of those two things. Either we really need to be really close, or we need to kill more than one thing at one time. So let's check. Alright, so we just killed one thing. Oh, Kronos is right. Kronos is right. Yes, okay. So, more than one thing really close together. That's going to be a pain in the butt. So, I don't want to do it. So I'm just going to kill stuff. And then we'll see what happens. Oh, Hell Knights! I love you guys! You are so cute! It's the skull. Like, it's the exposed skull that just does it for me. Oh, crumbs! Give me that shield. I'm bouncing over here. I'm like a motherfucking rabbit. Is Rabbits in the chat? Rabbits is not in the chat, but they should be, because I am very much in the rabbit position. Also, could this guy just die? Guy or gal, I don't really care, but they need to just not be alive? Oh, fudge. Fine. Excuse me. It might be a double kill, which is 2 in 1. Both of these are 100% possible. I don't know which is which. I am going to take a really, really quick break right here. Grab myself a bit of water, because I feel stuff building up in my throat. And I will be right back. Multi-kills! Os Hirunda! Welcome, welcome! It is so good to see you. How are you doing? I feel like, and this is completely my memory being crud, but I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, and it's really good to see you now. And, Mousechin7171, good morning to you. I'm guessing it's morning where you are, it's evening where I am. But that doesn't really mean much. Now, what did we do here? I guess we already touched that thing. You are in the US, then it would be morning for you. it is currently 8:37 in the PM here in Osaka, Japan. And it's finally stopped raining. I guess that's about the most that we could say about anything. It's been too long. Uni's been is almost done, but it's been hectic and will be for a little bit. Hirunda, do not worry at all. I well understand that feeling, and I completely dig that you might not be able to drop in quite as much. I'm just glad to know that you're doing well, that you're not sick. That seems to be kind of a big thing at the moment. Although not maybe the biggest thing going on. Japan is 13 plus for me. Alright, so that puts you at 7:30 in the morning. Good morning to you. I do hope that you've gotten some coffee into your system. If coffee is a thing that you're into. If it's not, then no coffee for you, I guess. We gotta go this way. Coffee and Animal Crossing before my kids wake up. That's probably for the best, particularly if you're sharing the Switch with the kidlings. In which case, it might be difficult to do either once they have awakened, as it were. Did I not put on my shotgun? Blar! Okay, please. I want this guy here too. I want to see if we get multiple kills on one shot. Nope, that didn't work. Whatever, we're just gonna kill everything. I think just that's how we're gonna play it. For the most part, it's worked for us heretofore. I don't see why it wouldn't work now. Biff in the brain meats. See, now there's all this hell energy. Trademark, by the way. Hell energy is totally trademarked. And, I don't know what's a hazard anymore. I hope you have a good turnip price this morning. Oh, because the Animal Crossing. Right. Wait, what? Hello? I don't know what's going on with the headset recently. Although, like we said before, I think it's not a headset, but controller that's the issue. Fudge. Welcome back, Black Lamb. I mean, generally in Doom, killing everything is usually the right answer. I gotta do my nails up again. I actually bought new polish. I'm gonna do something fancy with my nails. But they are getting, like, it's growing out. You could see the cutes, you know, where it's growing out from where the polish is applied. I'll put up a picture of Black Lamb. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but it's probably not really very much of a surprise if you kind of know who I am. It was, you ended up, there was a, like suddenly my microphone became disconnected, even though nothing has moved. I'm just gonna chalk it up to the low-level entropy field that manifests in every aspect of my life. Because that's usually, like, a good excuse. Pikachu! Demons? I think you're so cool. Let me tell you, you are cool. And don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. But I'm still gonna kill you. Because that's just the thing that I do as the Doom guy. I do have to say, it is weird playing a character that is kind of sort of hyper-masculine. I think this is the first game since, maybe since coming out, that has had this type of character that we played. Oh, come on! Where did that even come from? Kind of fitting, even though these days I sometimes have slight nausea right after eating. Oh. Oh, that's the thing, Black Lamb. Shotguns are definitely smexiest. They're easy to use. They've got a nice heft to them. Most games, at least. It seems like they handle the shotgun pretty well as far as game feel. So I think I could go with smexiest. I also apologize if I'm not going to be like super reactive to chat, because unfortunately I'm super reactive to demons at the moment. Because there's a shiny demon in the middle of the road. And he said, play the best song in the world, or I'll eat your souls. Well, me and my shoddy, we looked at each other, and we each said, fuck yeah. And I feel like there was more that I was going to do with this, and then I didn't. So, we're just going to let it go. But it was going to be about shooting things. You could fill in the blanks. Probably wouldn't be too difficult. God, I love this soundtrack, and I need it in my life. Hello. Goodbye. We shot the first thing that came in our sights, and it just so happened to be the smexiest demon in the world. It was the smexiest demon in the world. We are so fucked, by the way. I don't know if we're perma-fucked, but we're fucked. Because that's the thing I doom, because I'm the doom guy. He's not toxically masculine, Hirunda. And that is an appreciated point. We've talked a little bit in previous streams, like Doom Guy seems to have his head on straight as far as priorities, which is don't kill people that don't need to be killed, and basically kill all the demons, and also love rabbits. So we're pretty much good with that. There are far worse masculine characters in any number of game series, but it still does feel like a little bit weird, because I do tend to identify with the characters in the game that I'm playing. Which probably explains why I don't really use the story characters so much in Disgaea 5. Because I've made my own self-insert character, and she is badass. Although it's hard to make a Magic Knight character in Disgaea that is not utterly badass. It seems very much to me that Doomguy has his head on Ace. Like, if Doomguy was an Ace character, I don't think it would be out of place. I could even see Doomguy as being aromantic. Alright, we need to kind of... The thing is, the smexiest Doom in the world It didn't actually doom anything like this doom! Ludo! Welcome! The Sky 5 is a fire himbo as a story character, though. I do like Red Magus. Red Magnus? Red Magnus. He is a fun character, and I'm growing to like Zeroken. Particularly in the chapter 7 end reveal. I'm up to chapter 8 right now, which is well past where I had gotten previously. But I'm actually, for the most part, liking almost all of the story characters. Even like your kind of your main character, Kiria, I kind of feel like is in a way a little bit of a rejection of the presented archetype of that character. Like, he's vengeance driven and very, very focused, but he's also very much not an asshole, which seems to be kind of a hallmark of that kind of character. Like, if you look at Guts, well, at least the Guts that I know, and he's kind of just like a killing machine with no feelings. Oh god, like, that was not smart. That was not smart. Hold on a moment. Let me try not to get myself killed. Oh, jeepers. Just, like, you need to not. Basically, just, if you could not do the thing that you're doing now. Oh, God, crumbs, crumbs! Turn around. Good job, Risco. No, 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 you can turn it. Oh, you fucking fuck. What did I miss? Oh my god, Buttons is here too? Good evening, Buttons. You came in the middle of like a really super firefight and I just did not even... I'm sorry, I didn't notice. I should get back into Disgaea. It's a very podcast game. You know what? Like, before we jump back into the fire of what it is that we're doing now, because I've got a couple of topics that I have been wanting to talk about. And I mentioned in last night's stream, like, well, we'll get to it in today's stream, but I don't know if we will, because I keep getting distracted by a lot of stuff. But doing a little bit of item world might be a good opportunity to kind of unpack these things. Because I feel like the things I want to talk about are very talky. And it's hard to keep that train of thought whilst I'm also trying not to be killed by Skull Knights. But Disgaea, like, Item World Disgaea might be the right opportunity for that. Let me think about that over the course of the stream, and maybe we'll do like a special episode tomorrow night where I can kind of get onto some of the topics that I've wanted to get onto. But we'll think about it. Let me give that. I'm up to chapter none because I don't own the game. Dab! Just like Zeroken. You could do the dab just like Zeroken, because Zeroken dabs a lot. Disgaea 5 was what I was playing while listening to friends at the table. That's fair enough. Looking at my site CCC, gonna doom these dudes till we're demon free. It's my destiny. Holy dogs! MouseGen 7171 has got it? Mouse? Like, I'm gonna have to rewatch the VOD to actually get all the lyrics because that works. Like, it snaps. Super interesting, no combo happening. It's, like, there's a lot going on. Item Channel in the item world could be a segment. I really think that it could be. Hive. Like, I feel like that type of gameplay would be very conducive to just talking things out. and being able to, for example, like quick check books to get details that I want to mention in the stream to get like dates and names right, where it's not really something, even with Little Big Planet, like it's not really something that we could do. I like that idea a lot. Goodbye, demon. I think shooting games in general tend to create worlds that are so hostile that being a shooting masculine stereotype makes sense. Hold on a second. Makes sense in that world, and then don't have to investigate what that means in terms of violence and masculinity in general. I mean, it's a fair cop. Honestly, Buttons, it's definitely a fair cop. The action tends to happen so fast, and the violence tends to be so visceral, that, like, being a bulky bloke and killing the hell out of things, or even if the character is not explicitly male, like in Borderlands 2, where you obviously have got female characters, but they don't read story-wise or gameplay-wise much different from the male characters. And part of that, I think, is also that the story itself is not tuned to the character. Although they kind of got a little bit better with that with Borderlands 3, but not really that much. Hello, Summoner. You're very cool. I mean, honestly, you're just very, very cool, but I could do with less of you, basically, is what I'm saying. Oh my god, you are just a complete... maybe a stream where you get to just mess around in create mode. It could be a good background to stimulate talky stuff. Create mode's a little bit tricky about that, Hirunda, because I tend to get very, very focused with create mode. Almost more so than with, like, other game types. Once every 100,000 years or so, we get a new Doom game, and we're ready to go. And we kill these bro-hoes. The sirens do read that way on account of women are magic users, lol. I mean... yes, no, Hive? Because I feel kind of like once you've turned the camera around, and you're actually looking through the eyes of the player character, and not like a third person, that they're just another kit. Nobody reacts to them any differently. Now, slightly, like in Borderlands 2, they react to Lilith differently. But Lilith isn't a... she's not a player character at that point. I'm trying to doof you in the face. Oh my god. What is this? Entropy, why are you fucking with me so badly? Entropy, you know I love you. You don't have to do this to me. You ain't gotta do me this dirty. Fudge! Entropy, honey, please! It's your girl. Sacrifice most of my life to you. Do a podcast stream, but have a guest to do create mode in the background instead. That's actually like a pretty cool idea, to be honest, Kronos. I would need to toy with that a little bit more to just see what the spec needed for that would be, but I kind of like that. Do the cool kids thing where you just talk about something completely unrelated over 2 hours of unedited Overwatch footage. Ooh, well, that would be a lot. Yes, Buttons. The characters in Borderlands 2 feel more like build options than actual characters. That... I'm pointing at the screen because you could obviously see that. But that sums up, I think, my feelings about character and gender and character and, well, character in the Borderlands games that they do seem very much like faceless build options. Kittens, it is wonderful to see you. I died, so I noticed that you came in. Make a Lego model using a digital designer thing. That's not going to happen. Not in as much as the world is reactive to you, I definitely agree. But in terms of playing into stereotypes of women using magic more often than men, yes. Fair. Hive, that's fair. I will give you that point. And I would not argue against that. There's also some stuff with the woman villain being disabled and going demon stuff that doesn't exactly make me go, yay. Ludo, is that in the... Are you talking about Borderlands 3, or are you talking about Doom? Because it feels like it could apply to either of those, but I only played like the first 1/3, or maybe 1/4 of Borderlands 3. But, kind of. Oh, in this one. Olivia Price, yeah. She's, there are issues with Olivia. And not necessarily small issues. Even though I still kinda... I do kinda like her. At the very least, she seems like a villain that's not an asshole. And that has become kind of a rarity. Or at least it feels like it's become a rarity. Crumbs! Also, like, why are we not using our Gauss cannon? Give me a second. I need the Gauss fucking cannon here. Oh, how do you like that, fine red mist? Motherfucker! We went through all the trouble to get this stupid thing last stream. I'll be goddamned if I don't use it now. Ooh! Biznatch! Oh, we died. Her chronic pain is what made it easier for her to get influenced by hell, which is a thing. I mean, that's fair. It's absolutely fair. Hello? Microphone? Thank you. What are you doing? It's a fair critique about what's going on. The we killed them all. Needless to say, then we killed them all. A big boom from our big-ass gun. And the beasts were done. They told us, roar! Stop! We're scared! And we said, nay! We rip and tear! Rock on! Oh, oh. Mouse Chen! Mouse Chen! Thank you particularly for dropping in tonight. I mean, I appreciate the fact that you dropped in at all, but to do an almost flawless tribute bit off of Doom, and I really appreciate that because I wasn't doing it. It wouldn't come to me. Please, by all means. Like, I don't want to stop you now. Okay, we got the angry gun. Where are our angry boys? Biff! Oh yeah! Got a Gauss cannon. See how y'all like this? Probably not very much. If I could hit you. I'm gonna be hitting the Nikes out of you. Get up onto that. Thank you for the armor. That's the word that we're going for, is armor. Now, where's my choke point? My choke point, because that is what we definitely need with the Gauss cannon. Mostly because it's got a lot of lead up to it. Why weren't we using this? Like, I don't know if it's fast enough to hit the summoner, because she's pretty fast. And by saying she's pretty fast, I mean, like, she's already dead. Oh, there's another one! Oh, you're such a douche! Gosh darn it! We was doing so well. Oh, there's 3 of them. There are 3 Hell Knights. You cannot just summon Hell Knights. Jerk. Alright, no, we got this. We got this. Don't panic. There's no panic here. We are totally safe in the firepower of our guns. That's probably like either a euphemism or like a double entendre, or maybe just saying the same thing twice. Oh, fudge. Like, just fudge. Ah! Ah! Oh, Christ! You bitch! Oh, God bless it! Hi! What did I miss? I just missed so much. Should I read your name in German? Is, Mauschen, is the pronunciation a little bit different in German than it is in English? Also, there's a hidden chain gun somewhere in this level if you haven't already found it. Probably not. If I recall correctly, a case disabled villain who was too proud to make use of medical advances lived in constant pain, made her susceptible to psychic attack, which made her a villain because they promised her something better. Thank you, kittens! I mean, there are a few things that will make me laugh harder than absolute utter failure in the middle of a complete melee. I didn't realize, Hive, that there was an alternative presented to Olivia Pierce or Price. Mostly because I hadn't gotten that far into the game. But that's kind of shite. Like, so she turned, if I'm understanding what you said correctly, she turned down options that would have made her life better, but then was in pain, and then hell offered her a better life, and she jumped on that train? Because that seems wonky as hell. Not to make a pun or anything. Come to mama. No, I don't want to say that ever again. Like, those words just don't feel right coming out of my mouth. It's a very frank thing to say. And not frank as in, like, honest, but frank as in, like, that asshole from Hellraiser. I think everything wants to kill us now, so we should probably go Big Cannon. Oh! Jeepers. Hello. Oh, my lovelies. Yes, please, double up like that. That's best for me. Also, Imp, but you could just fuck right off. You're not worthy of my charged ammo rounds. I will do a dig on the chat once I've stopped being myrtleized. But I trust you all, and there are mods, so basically I think we're okay. Where did you go? No, Summoner, like, you are so cute though. Listen, I just want to take you out for coffee. We don't have to fight, is the thing. We could just chill. We could talk about our favorite movies. We could talk about our favorite movies that are shite. Oh my god. In German it'd be similar to Mauschen. Oh! Oh. It's a bit, but I can't figure out how to spell it phonetically to tell you. Mouse works fine. In that case, then I will go with that. I think it may have been through the bit where you can find the chain gun. That's okay, Hirunda. I'm not worried about it. Um, I think it's more the being one sound. Interesting. She turned out being the Samael, so she's now on the highway of hell. Oh, okay, that's completely different, but I gotcha. Oh, because the Hayden, jerk-ass Hayden, just completely shed his uh his his meat form and became robot. She said no to that, and so decided then like, but I don't know. Like, there seems like a lot to unpack right there. Speaking of German and Mouse, Mouse is a great visual novel. Mouse is a great visual novel. Um, it's definitely something to go into with eyes open. Although I think at this point it's established enough that most people would probably know what it's about. But I think if you went into it blind, it would be an awful lot to kind of process. There's a lot of cultural shaming around seeking help for pain and treating people who suffer as weak, and it sounds like they tried to avoid dealing with that by saying it's all her fault because this world she could have gotten help. I mean, it's interesting, Buttons, because like Hayden, Samuel Hayden, the douche, is not presented as being weaker for having availed himself of like brain swap technology. So to kind of counterpoint that with Olivia, and I don't have enough of her lore, I don't have enough of her backstory as to why she would have turned down that option, but it's even weirder because it feels like they're saying that the option was there and the option was not looked down upon because Hayden is not, it seems, looked down upon for taking the steps that he took. So, I mean, there is a thing for being obstinate, but if that's going to be her characterization, and then she just gives in to hell, I mean, like, I don't know. Um, it's about the mice being hunted by cats. The mice are representing Jews, the cats are representing Nazis. It is a World War II story, dealing very much with the camps and the treatment of the Jews in Nazi Germany. It's a lot. It's a good graphic novel. It's a very very good graphic novel, but it's not a fun graphic novel, and I think that should be kind of recommended, and not recommended, but it should be recognized before getting into it. No, it's not a fun ride, but it's a good ride. It's definitely very intense. Um, there's just one mouse, but a visual novel is not a graphic novel. Wait. But Hive, hold on a second. Just I want to check. Like, weren't there two volumes of Mouse? Or am I misremembering? Or do you mean that there was only one mouse of that type, not like a separate media property? The anthropomorphic imagery is quite striking, and that's why it's so good. Yes, yes. Um, I'm gonna take a really really quick break. I trust you all. Um, and the next time, we're somehow not gonna screw up this section. I don't know how we're screwing it up quite as much. There's one property. Okay, right. So there's one media property that we're thinking of, the graphic novel property called Mouse, and that doesn't have other like visual novel stuff or audio book type stuff. All right, we're on the same page then. But I'm gonna be right back. What are we doing wrong? What? It's hard to fight God and have an interesting buttons. Buttons like yes, yes. Water, not whiskey, although definitely whiskey. All right, we are back. Oh, oh! You've got a new work in progress drawing, and I definitely want to take a look at that. It is hard to fight good, and have an interesting buttons like so much. The bit in the second mouse volume where the author shares his own anxieties after releasing the first volume. Yes, so it's a very meta narrative as well, because it is telling a real world story, and not just in the sense of a historical story, but the experiences of the author's family, and built on things that the author heard from survivors of World War II, and survivors of the Holocaust, and then that is addressed to some degree in the second book as well. If one was being as charitable as possible, it can be read as how capitalist modes of production fail the people working under them because UAC put her in a position where she could fall under the influence of hell. I mean, like, UAC is a whole thing, Hive. Like, it's just it's a thing. She's sleeping with her eyes open. When she does that, it's terrifying. I mean, Metallica recommends that we sleep with one eye open. It's kind of hard to do, to be honest. I want to check out, while this is loading, I want to check out Kronos' drawing. Is Kronos friends and comrades? Kronos is definitely coming along in the art. And yeah, okay. I'm liking it. It's very much a work in progress at the moment. Like, it's just not on the hit list. I mean, it's an agglomeration of demons, but I think we can be smart. It's not impossible. We should probably actually just leave those dudes alone and just kill everything else so that we can glory kill those dudes and get health. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe that's what we're doing wrong. Biff! Imps, you could shoot us, ergo you need to die. The guys that can't shoot us, they can die later. Oh, why are you not glory killing? Oh shit, you're a Hell Knight. I thought you were one of the other dudes with the shooty arms. You are just jackasses. There you go. Hello. We're gonna save our big gun for later when we're like really fudged up. Roar! Everything is yelling at me. Why? I don't know why everything is yelling at me. It's so rude. It's like being in a conference call with just an enormous amount of jackasses. Oh gosh. Ah, so. Oh, wait, who's going? Oh, Hirunda, have a wonderful day. Sleep well, if necessary, if it's sleeping time. I'm watching a video of a foul-mouthed man who sets up, repairs, or upgrades guitars. He's approached by a budget guitar manufacturer to do a review of their guitars, and he specifically said he would only do it if he got to set it up properly and donate it as a Christmas present. And he is trying his damnedest to make it the safest and best guitar he can, so it's good for the kid he donates to. That's, like, extremely touching. Hive? I wish I knew how to draw, I really do, but the world is probably a better place without another furry drawing things on the internet. I don't know, Black Lamb. There are an awful lot of furries producing an awful lot of, like, really nice art, and I think one more would be perfectly acceptable. I have nothing against furry art. Alright, biff, baff, boff. Like, that's our key here. Is we're biffing, we're baffing, and we're boffing. Alright, you're dead. There's gonna be another dude behind me with the laser arms, and also the summoner. Now we want to get rid of those imps. Imps are gone. Good, good. I think the Hell Knights are coming very soon. That was a summoner just getting right up in my grill for a second. What about the plasma rifle? What if we stun the summoner? That might be the way to go. Although I feel like there should be Hell Knights around me at this point. Good. Okay, that's one down, and I don't think we got the first round of Hell Knights. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Totally did. Totally did. Hello. I can't look at chat. I trust you all, and you're wonderful people. I believe that you'll do good, and not abuse the fact that I cannot look at you right now. As much as I love you. Fuck? Are there like 5 fucking Hell Knights? What is this shit? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Please stop. Where did you... Thank you so much, moderators, for catching the bot. I appreciate that very, very much. Uh... I'd probably end up doing mostly things like, if you don't like your parents, you just gotta adopt this. Satan is your NP parent now, and they love you nevertheless. Black Lamb, Black Lamb. Have you read Band versus Band? Because there's I mean, first off, straight up, it's just an amazingly wonderful comic. It's very heartwarming. Um, Kind of deals with the indie music scene. It's modern day, but it feels very 90s, so it has kind of a nostalgic feel for me personally. Um, they have a different take on the devil, and it's not necessarily an NB parental unit type of devil, but it's still kind of a cool one nonetheless. But I'm gonna don't forget about difficulty if you wanna get things moving in. I'm gonna give it one more try at the current difficulty level, Chronos, and then if that doesn't work out, I guess we will kind of bump it down. I do want to put the link in the chat for Black Lamb though, because I honestly love Band versus Band, and I just want to promote it whenever I can because it's cool. I can't believe we're like fucking up so badly though this time around. Like this is just shameless. Copy and paste. I can't remember if Band versus Band swears a lot, but it's a comic, so really shouldn't be a problem. My favorite Satans are Peter Stormare and Constantine, and the CEO of Hell in Satan Helltaker. Peter Stormare and Constantine is amazing, and elevates that movie way higher than it deserves to be, because the movie is... There's a lot going on in that movie that's not particularly good, but Peter Stormare is just great. I will also say, as a rival to Peter Stormare, because I don't think that they top each other. I think they may be on an even playing field, but Aragorn, Viggo Mortensen, who is an asshole, but Viggo Mortensen in The Prophecy, playing Lucifer, it's very different from Peter Stormare's take on Lucifer, but it's so good. It's just very, very good. He is a very nasty Lucifer. Like, Peter Stormare Lucifer is kind of like a used car salesman creep of a Lucifer. And Aragorn is not. Also, he's got like a couple of monks who have their eyes bound in barbed wire and eat black roses, because that's a thing. It was the 90s, and the 90s were a thing. Like, the whole 90s, they were just a thing. Alright, we are doing this for real this time, and we're not fucking up. We have got this. It is on lockdown. We're gonna use the battlefield to our advantage. We're gonna remember that we've got the plasma bursts. Oh, get away from me, you fucking imp. You are not a thing. You think you're a thing. You really do, but you're not. And Hell Knights, I mean, I love you. I do. I swear to God, you are some of just the classiest demons on Hell. But just get out of here. I will look at the chat in mere moments. Oh, Hell Knight, thank you. No, you did not just get out of your glory kill pose. I mean, you totally did, but I don't appreciate that at all. Nice catch on the imp, though. Just, I think, whatever. You know the space directly beside the eyes? Those areas sting the most right now. The wounds look like cracks, which is kind of neat if it didn't sting so bad. Kronos, I would ask for pictures if you were comfortable with them. Because, oh, are we in podcast mode? Is that where we are now? This is cursed. This whole stream is cursed. Everything is cursed. I'm waving my hands ineffectually. Well, I guess we get to catch up. If I recall, firing the BFG and entering weapon wheel in this game caused the BFG to do more damage because it's active for more ticks of the game engine. Huh. I think Satanism, trans activism, and anarchism tend to superimpose on a lot of aspects, and I really wish I had enough energy to produce media about it. I mean... yeah? Black Lamb? Like, I can see that. Also autistic and trans here. Buttons, I do remember, and I want to front end apologize because my memory is for absolute garbage. I do remember that you're trans, but I want to ask, are you she, her trans, or are you he, him trans? Because I really don't want to fuck that up, but I've only got text to go on. So how about that blood-boiling JKR stuff earlier? Holy Hive! Just, she needs to go the fuck away. They, them, please. Yes. Okay. And I'm actually, and this is, I hope it doesn't sound creepy, but because of what my memory is, I want to write that down as a note. Because I know that you mentioned, I think in the last stream, but possibly the stream before the last, I know that you mentioned that you were trans, but I didn't remember the pronouns. So, buttons, they, them, Yosh. This thing, I don't know. Like, I really don't understand how brain meats work and memories. Thank you. I mean, honestly, thank you. I appreciate that you being understanding about that, because it's a big thing for me, and I try to hold everyone's names, preferred names, because that's not always screen names, and everyone's how they identify it, but it slips sometimes. But I got it now. And the act of writing, they say the act of writing will spur the memory. This, maybe we're blessed. Maybe we're blessed by the podcast mode, because clearly we were not playing that particular stream very well. It was fun though. I mean, it was fun. I'm not cutting it off here. I feel like we could definitely chatter for at least a little bit, if you don't mind looking at a world map with a the yield sign on it. Um, as far as I know, I'm not autistic myself, but some of the best people I know are autistic, plural MBs, really dear friends. It's like I find myself having to learn a lot. And that's a weird thing to say, like to leave it hanging like that, but because I grew up, most of you know, if you don't, I'm old. Um, I was a kid in the 80s. I was a teen in the 90s. Teen slash young adult in the 90s, I guess, would be the best way. I was born in 1978. So, like, for a long time, my understanding of autism and my understanding of a lot of things, very important things, was shaped by readily available media. And particularly at that time. So, like, there wasn't like an internet really. I mean, I didn't have an internet qua internet until like 1998. So I was already 20 years old at that point. Um, and I grew up in a relatively small town. So most of the media that I had to absorb was like just main channel stuff, or with the blossoming of cable television, when you have a whole 20 channels and four extra channels that you could pay for: HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, and I don't remember what the fourth one was, but there was four channels. You get a special pack, so that was like the time period. And my image of autism was, it was not good. It was not particularly. It didn't map to a an autistic person's life and experience, and I've been kind of wanting slash needing to learn a lot more about that now, because clearly, first off, it was wrong, and second off, like, there's a paucity in my understanding of what people's lives are like. So, like, it's a lot. It's not a bad lot. I mean, learning is always a good thing, and trying to get new knowledge and trying to get new information, but it feels like the last, I want to say, like 5 years at least, 10 years at most. But I feel like I've been cramming as much learning into that period as humanly possible, because there's been such an explosion of exposure to people's experiences that I didn't have growing up. So that's like a thing. That's a whole thing. Uh, we do be there. Yeah, that's right. It's more complicated because I also have dissociative identity disorder, so they fits better to represent our experience of being multiple as well. I don't talk about it too often because it's like a huge bag of worms that takes time to really make sense of. That it's a trauma disorder and not super fun to talk about a lot of time. Buttons, you did mention in I think like a couple weeks back, you did mention about like being plural, and we talked a little bit about DID, and I will never ask you to explain more than you are comfortable with. That's not your job. Uh, that's my job to learn. It's not your job to teach, to go through that. Um, I have a little bit of understanding about how DID works, because when I was in uni, that was kind of the time period of the shift between uh, MPD, multiple personality disorder, as it was called at the time, And DID, dissociative identity disorder, as it's referred to now, it was kind of on that cusp point. So I did get to read a little bit about that. And I wouldn't say that I'm not an expert, but at least I have a little bit of backgrounding in that. I've been doing a bit of research about DID recently. I'm glad you feel comfortable enough to share that with us. And yes, I will echo what Kitten says, and I will repeat that you should not feel beholden to share any more than you are comfortable with. A DID experience is super stigmatized in most media, so it's totally comprehensible that y'all don't feel comfortable talking about it. It's yeah, like definitely growing up, like with the media that I had on hand, it was not presented well at all in almost any media that I can think of, even well-meaning, well-intentioned media. It was not presented well. Now, a lot of the media that I consumed was kind of working off of the older understanding, quote unquote, of MPD versus DID. So that might have had something to do with it, but it's certainly it has not historically had a particularly a positive face to the world, which is shite. I'm glad to explain. I just feel that there's time during streams where it makes sense and times when it doesn't. That's fair. That's fair. And on your own time, when you feel that it is appropriate, not when you feel that other people are asking you that it is appropriate. Most definitely. Well, there we go. Hive sums up what I feel much more succinctly than I'm able to do. Even now with movies like Split and Glass, there's a huge amount of stigma surrounding DID. I mean, I think from this is a I want to say that this is a side aspect, not dealing with DID in specific, but kind of dealing with something that is touching upon a lot of different issues. But with even in countries with very shite medical care and insurance issues, that the trend is towards longer life. So the people that are kind of holding on to power now and are dictating a lot of the broad-based discourse, I want to say, like the mainstream discourse of these types of issues. So the things that we see in movies, the things that show up in books, even in comics to some extent, although comics is a bit of a younger medium. Like those people, I think, probably share an experiential background to some extent with myself, if not older. Like between my parents' generation and my generation is the group, the cohort that I think we're talking about. And so that group, specifically discussing DID, would not have known DID. They would have been familiar with the previous definitions and the previous images of that. And as they grow older and as they come to dominate conversation, that they haven't learned or sought to teach themselves how things have changed, and so apply their perspective from when they grew up to the conversation now, even though the world has moved on beyond that. And I think, like what Kittens has said, that we see that reflected in representation of DID in media, but we also see that in reflections of a representation of a whole corona of, I want to say nimbus, I don't want to say chroma, a nimbus of issues, of feminism, for example, of racial issues, for example, of LGBT issues, for example, that a lot of the discussion is being driven by people whose understanding was shaped 30 or 40 years ago. And that's kind of shite because they're not letting go of power. Sad thing is that Split did show a fairly accurate representation of DID, except for the supernatural murder after. Huh. So I haven't seen Split. I haven't seen Glass. Split and Glass are the follow-ups to Unbreakable, right? The Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson one. Because those I haven't seen. Because Unbreakable like kind of didn't really do it for me, but foul-mouthed man setting up the guitar for kiddies. I don't want any kids hurting their hands on Christmas morning. I mean, you can't argue. I think that's fair. Except for the need to tie it into his superhero universe. Oh, alter, not after. Sorry about that, Buttons. Alters are one of the accepted names for different personality states. Gotcha. Which is actually kind of crumbs. Not about that, but just the fact that I still misread that, even though I have new glasses. Because the preposition after works in that sentence as well, but carries a completely different connotation. Alright. I'm going to write that down as well. And y'all think I'm joking about writing stuff down, but you probably don't think I'm joking about writing stuff down, because a lot of y'all have been around for a while. But I am actually writing stuff down because, like, I want to remember this stuff. I don't want to screw it up again. I should take a picture of, like, my notes. I put my notes up on Twitter periodically. Because, like, my notes, honestly, like, they look like... I mean, they look like some apocalypse log from a 90s survival horror game. They don't make any sense at all. But they are kind of comprehensive, and I know what they mean. Kill the glasses. Kronos, I cannot kill the glasses because I can't wear contacts anymore. Or at least I can't wear the contacts that I own anymore. Because they're like maybe 4 years old right now, and like they hurt. Putting them in my face meats, they hurt. I can't watch any medical drama, crime thriller media anymore because of how twisted the representation of mental health is. No, I mean Black Lamb, that's fair. That's 100% and totally fair. There are particular bits of media that I really can't go back to particularly because of how they treat trans issues, but also incidentally how they treat mental health issues. That as over time I've come to kind of understand myself better. And looking back at certain pieces of media is not healthy for me. So I can see where you come from. Also, I would echo Hive there that how